the shutting down the government for 40 days is going to impact GDP, and it will impact tax revenues. It will hurt us.
Hmm.
I've been watching a couple of people say that's why the Democrats did it. I don't know if I'm willing to concede that, go that far, but there's no question that they've stopped the momentum in GDP and lower tax revenue. So whether or not it was sabotage, they definitely hurt the economy, which sort of boosts the plan to reduce the public sector and grow the private sector. Because the private sector didn't shut down. In fact, it picked up the slack to a large extent. We won't know that because we can't see the numbers. We don't know what the numbers look like. But people were still
We
working.
don't know how they're going to release the numbers. Are they going to show us September's numbers next week and then October's numbers the week after that? And then, how is that going to play out? We don't know how it's going to come
Markets are going
out.
to do exactly what we did. They're going to ignore the numbers. There might be a reaction to a released as if it's horrible, and then you'll see a lot of people talking and say, "Well, we can't believe that. We don't know. We didn't get this number. We didn't get that," because it's not one number. When we see a number, it's an amalgamation of several numbers, and we don't know if all of them have flowed into the calculation. So this is a weird time, but if you go back to the things we've been saying for the past several months, it's playing out exactly the way we said it would. The public sector jobs are hurting job numbers, hurting the economy, slowing things down. The private sector boost is a little slow in coming, and we're starting to see that slow down from the transition. And I think the markets are adjusting to that. And the markets will have to adjust to it because they've built in these PE ratios that are enormous and
Yeah.
very optimistic.
And I think the fear is also that the sweeping wins that the Democrats had, if that continues in the midterms, then Trump loses his majority. He loses the ability to finish out his plan.
Yeah, that's the danger. And I think the bond market will tell us if that's happening. If this curve steepens and long rates start to get more expensive, that will be a sign.
Yeah. But overall,
Energy
I think.
prices, energy prices have really been helpful, though.
Mhm.
In fact, that's the one sector that's really gaining ground, getting a lot of the flow from technologies. Um, the carriers, the drillers, the pipelines, they're all sensitive to the price of natural gas and oil. Um, so they came down with natural gas and oil, but their revenues are good.
Well, going forward, I'm still negative overall this week. I cut out a lot of my longs and bought a lot more protection on the downside. I think over the next couple of months, we have a week like we've had this week, where we have some big serious down days, and then people try and buy the dip. Now, this was a Friday buy the dip. I got to see how it reacts over the weekend and how we come back on Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, uh, the, um, the government shutdown has thrown a monkey wrench into the normal workings. You know, air traffic is down, GDP is hit. GDP was on track to buzz along at 4.5%, and we're losing basically a third of a quarter.
Right.
So if first quarter, what is it, third quarter GDP ends up being two and a half, 2.3, something like that. In reality, it would have been probably closer to four if we didn't have the shutdown. It's still the public sector is still a huge portion of this economy.
Hmm.
So we got a change in the weather versus a change in the climate here.